Theo embraces Guy with open arms, and the two men make amends. Given that he is currently seeing someone else, it appears that Theo has come to terms with Nan's love for Guy. The old friends discuss what went wrong, and while Theo acknowledges that he and Nan share some of the blame, he also praises Guy for giving up everything to keep Jinny safe and for treating Freddie like his own son. In the meantime, Lizzy and Theo have a brief chat in which she laments that everyone is pitying her because the wedding was cancelled, and he describes how painful it is to be close to her but unable to be with her. Nan and Guy are in a similar predicament. She is pleased that Guy is back, but her top priorities are getting her son Jinny back and being permanently out of Seadown. She expresses gratitude to him for taking Jinny home and supporting her during this entire period. But the specter of their previous exchange also looms over them, and finally Guy apologizes to her for his offensive remarks and for making her feel bad for helping her sister instead of fleeing with him. Jinny has already been tossed in a carriage and sent to an asylum before Nan, Guy, and the girls can reach them. Since her husband is the sole authority in this case, Jinny's cries in the asylum are ignored. She alternates between sobbing for assistance, acting out and hurling furniture, and being silent and starving. Nan is informed that the patient's husband has not given his approval for anyone to meet her when she attempts to do so. Jinny had given up by the time Nan returns with a court order that permits her to see her sister. After she has calmed down, Seadown lets her see Freddie outside the window, and she comes to terms with the fact that she had been ill but is now prepared to return home. The rescue of Jinny ends in a tragic death. Now that Jinny is gone, the search for Seadown is the main priority. Richard considers how far his brother has fallen and what that says about him as the older brother in light of all this trouble. His mother remarks that the younger one had always been a little different, but Conchita reassures him that it is unfair for him to draw comparisons between his brother's wicked deeds. She says that the only person he ever wished to impress was Richard, whom he had always admired. Seadown made the decision to wed a wealthy American because Richard had already done so. She tells Jinny and Freddie exactly where Seadown is at the end of the talk. Seadown tries to encourage Jinny to return to their previous state while Richard and Honoria choose to visit their brother. She informs him that she will never love him, even though she publicly consents to be his wife. This makes him angry again, and he locks her in her room. Seadown is both pleased and startled to see Richard and Honoria when they get to the house. The two behave as naturally as they can, and Honoria locates Freddie and sneaks off with him while Richard talks to him. Richard tries to calm Seadown down when he learns of it, but he gets upset. Richard then rushes to Jinny as she cries out for assistance. Seadown finds a gun by the time he takes her down the stairs and out of the room. A fight breaks out between the brothers as Jinny flees the house and hides behind a tree after he threatens Richard to leave her with him. Richard tries to talk sense into Seadown's head when he appears to have given up. He then appears to have given up on everything after realizing that Jinny will never love him again, as he points a gun to his head. As Jinny is gasping for air, she hears a gunshot in the distance and rushes back to the home, where she finds Richard dead at the hands of Seadown. When Jinny arrives at Conchita's house hours later, barefoot and bruised, she breaks the news of Richard's passing, causing everyone to burst into grief.